Grandmother put out a call to the women all over the land, issuing a challenge, a decree that it was time to reclaim the wisdom of their birthright. Taking back their birthright was not so easy when the dominant culture of tidy logic, reasonable intellect, measurable outer accomplishment and bottom lines was profoundly threatened by the return of messy emotion, mysterious intuition, unmeasurable paradox, and, God forbid, the pleasure of the body. So the women met secretly, underground, helping each other to remember those vows that they had taken so long ago, to protect the interior life, along with a reverence for the physical body and the earth. With each other's solidarity and support, the women became bold and unstoppable. Soon, underground mystery schools flourished, where boys and girls, men and women, once again were encouraged to open their hearts, to welcome their emotions, along with all the feelings like love, joy, pain, or death that they couldn't explain with their rational minds. Understanding that it was often more difficult for men and boys to open their hearts and befriend their emotions, the women took extra care with their fathers, sons, husbands, and brothers. The grandmothers taught how to embrace the natural paradox of life, which cultivated a stance of both and rather than either or. Dedicated to reclaiming the wisdom of the interior, these mystery schools once again held the interior life of the imagination in the highest regard. People took back their inherent creativity and started to paint, sculpt, dance, play the cello, write poems and plays and books. Contemplative practices were revived, and now periods of silence and solitude, prayer and meditation provided a safe haven for the interior amidst the fast-paced outer world. And once again, the wise women reminded people to cultivate regular practices that engage their bodies, returning them to sensual pleasures, as well as the enjoyment of the earth. Slowly, inexorably, the cosmic pattern returned to a proper balance, as outer and inner, reason and emotion, mental and physical, universal and personal, once again became respectful partners. But grandmother now knew that she must take careful measures to protect and pass on the lineage of female wisdom, lest it be endangered once again. Part 4, protecting and passing on the lineage of our wisdom. Grandmother convened an intergenerational council of younger and older women to discuss the protection and passing on of our female wisdom. With each generation, the wisdom of the lineage deepened and evolved to new levels, understanding that this dynamic evolution depended upon a partnership between what the olders had learned and what the youngers were pioneering. They set out to update their ancient vows. The women renewed their old promise to protect the life of the interior, to stand up for the wisdom of the heart in their families, their workplaces, and in the corridors of power. They agreed to ensure that the inner life of the spirit and imagination was as fully attended to as the outer life of accomplishment and action, and that the physical body, along with the wisdom of the natural world, had their equal place next to the life of the intellect and the realm of the human mind. And then the younger women spoke out with their joyous, clear voices. To evolve the lineage of our wisdom, we must vow to embrace the other, to go towards whomever or whatever we are different from, culturally, spiritually, sexually, racially, or politically. In the highest celebration of our non-hierarchical feminine wisdom, everyone has a voice in the council of life. And this pledge means we need to help each other to refuse the temptation of taking simplistic either or, right or wrong positions. We must all remember that the conscious feminine respects that each woman makes her own authentic choices about lifestyle, partners, bearing children, work, and faith. And the young women continued, we must include the men in our dialogue. We need them to help us to learn to cherish our wisdom. Grandmother was pleased with these updated vows. She felt confident that they would ensure that women stepped fully into positions of power and leadership with their authentic female wisdom intact. These agreements would allow for a balanced partnership between the outer life of work, where important things got accomplished, and the inner life, where spirit and emotions flourished, between compassionate internal self-care and passionate caring for the external world. As the years passed, the wisdom of the feminine grew strong and true. And then the day came when grandmother lay on her deathbed, surrounded by her family and loved ones. She shared with her grandchildren that just as the wisdom of the heart and the instincts of the body understand the process of birth to be one of the greatest teachers, they also know that death is the other great teacher. Encouraging her grandchildren to live with death as a close advisor, she reminded them that we die the way we live. As grandmother took her last breath, she had no fear, for she trusted that her granddaughters and her grandsons were ready to protect the voice of the heart, the untamed territory of the imagination, the sensual joy of the body, and the precious interior life of the spirit. Thank you very much.